Hello, everyone, and welcome to CineQuest Video. We're going to be reviewing a film that just came out on VOD recently, Cobweb 2023. Stars Lizzie Kaplan and I forget the guy's name. I have it here.
Oh, you
Anthony
mean
Starr.
yeah,
Homelander.
Homelander. Yeah. The only place I know him from is The Boys, and now this movie. And Lizzie Kaplan, I mean, she's been in a lot of things. Masters of Sex. This film, she was in Freaks and Geeks.
I was gonna say,
Mean
like,
Girls.
isn't she? She's been around for a while.
Mean Girls, yeah.
I don't
Cloverfield,
know.
Hot Tub Time Machine.
That's
What else?
that's where I know her from. I was like, why do I?
Disaster Artist.
Who was
I
she
check
in
that
Hot
one
Tub
out.
Time Machine?
Oh, she's
she's
John
one of the-
Cusack's true love.
No, she's the news reporter girl from like Rolling Stone or something.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she ends up with John Cusack at the end of the movie. That bastard.
But yeah, so Cobweb follows an 8-year-old Peter who pretty much hears a bunch of bumps in the night in the walls and has a bunch of creepy parents. That's pretty much where we will start off with this film because that's basically how it starts off.
Yep. The guy who directed this is his first movie, directorial debut. Samuel Bowden.
And the guy who wrote the screenplay, I believe he had only one credit prior to this, and it was Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2022 or 2020 or something like that.
No, you got it. 2022.
Yeah, that's wild. But
Cool.
Bryce, you were the one that suggested this film. I believe you told me about it, and I know we were kind of waiting to watch this film to get in right with the season. And we know we're from South Texas; it's never really the season. We just kind of have to mentally be in that space, you know.
Well, for me, anyways, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I love horror in general, but like something about Halloween. This movie takes place in that time. It's just kind of like I don't know. I don't want to say like sacred or something, but I just like to follow like. I want the vibes to be right, I guess you're gonna say. So I think this movie came out in August, right? It was like still hot as balls out.
Yeah.
It just
July.
didn't feel. Oh, July. Oh, I'll say even further.
It was in limited theaters for a while, and I know I missed it. I think you didn't see it either until recently, but
yeah.
I know it was one that we were kind of anticipating, and we were kind of debating on whether to watch it at a certain point. And I was like, "You gonna watch it? No, I'm gonna watch it." No, let's wait till this time because I go like, let's review it, but let's wait to review it. Like it was this whole thing, but
you sent me the trailer, and I was kind of like, oh, I hope this isn't like some kind of psychological thriller, kind of thing.
I was anticipating something like that. Yeah.
Pretty good.
And I know Bryce, you made a similar comparison whenever I had asked you about it when you did see it. Was that it was somewhat comparable in I guess theme in a way to like Barbarian?
More like Malignant. I would say Malignant.
Okay.
I guess if I had to say, well, I don't know if you want to talk about this just yet, but I guess sort of like the creature or whatever you want to say is like very similar in my opinion. Like in Malignant, it's like kicking ass and doing all this like superhero stuff, and it's kind of sort of seems like that in this movie too a little bit, the way they portray the the creature
Sarah?
in the movie. But yeah, yeah, man. I mean, it's I would say it would be more comparable to Malignant, but it's like it all has that like familial thing, like it's all like family and messed up families and stuff like that.
Seth Rogen helped produce this.
Yeah,
oh yeah, it's true. Yeah, he doesn't. Yeah.
I mean, I will say when I was watching the film, Bryce, like I did get a lot of those fall Halloween vibes. There's pumpkins everywhere. It really does have that tone, which I did like a lot. And I would say about halfway through the movie, I had two theories on how this was going to end. And of course, one of them was correct, but I was like, there's only two ways this can go. There's no other way to go. And of course, it was one of the ways I predicted, I guess, in a way.
It's nice.
Yeah, it was like the Simpsons Treehouse of Horror episode where Bart's evil twin is in the attic. Sort of. But
man, I hadn't thought about that in such a long time. That's cool. It's not a very long.
What was your
movie
other?
either.
I'm curious. What was your other theory about?
Well, my other theory, I mean, like I said, it was, well, there was two ways I thought this was gonna go. So one way was the parents were really
evil
pieces of shit, evil people.
Yeah,
and
I mean, they were pieces of shit.
They were pieces of shit, but they were like, but they were actually evil, and they were like torturing this person in the walls.
I mean, they did kill that other girl, you know.
Well, I think
the
Sarah killed the girl, and they hit the body.
So I thought that too, but as I'm like been reading, like through Wiki and just other things, they straight up state that Sarah almost escaped that Halloween, and when that girl saw her to hide so that she wouldn't tell anybody, the parents killed her and carried her out back.
Wow. I didn't even catch
I must have missed that then. Well, I mean, regardless of that fact, I mean, it still is because she's like one of the reasons why that girl is dead. Because I mean, either way, I mean, that girl would have killed her ideally, but I mean, or if she did escape, she would have exposed them, and then of course it would have been this whole thing. But I mean, we only know that the parents had this thing, and it was monstrous, and we don't. What I was curious about in the movie was why she was this particular monster.
Yeah, it's not explained, right?
I felt like Lizzie Kaplan's character had like fucked the jackal or something, like in The Omen.
Right, like some Jersey Devil kind of stuff or whatever.
It's not like well, it's not. She's not supposed to be like a twin, right? Or like, you know what I mean, something like that. Or she's just okay.
No,
was she older than?
Yeah.
They
they
sort of explain it away, I think, as a medical condition.
Yeah.
So like,
damn, you know, I was hoping it was gonna be like some kind of spider monster that was like living in the walls or whatever.
Yeah,
that they knew about. They're feeding or something, but
some kind of like Lovecraftian angle to this.
Yeah, something like that. Because you know, in the trailer you only see like bits and pieces of it. You know, the long hair, the really extremely long hair, and I thought, you know, literally the title Cobweb. I thought it was gonna have like, you know, she was gonna have like more like legs or something. And I mean, she's literally crawling up the wall. You know what I mean? So that was kind of funny, but. She
does her little spider walk and stuff.
Yeah, and she explains it as, you know, I had to learn to crawl. I learned to crawl. I was like, what the? I
was trying to picture like a training montage or some shit.
It reminded me of this old book on ninjutsu I got at the library as a kid, and it was like talking about literally how you could like learn to climb on the walls, but like gripping really well. And I was like, what the fuck did she like?
Is that real? Is that serious? You found a book that?
It was in the Harlingen library. It was I was a super nerdy kid, and I got a book on ninjutsu, and you know, I thought I was like, oh man, they can even teach me how to like grip onto small surfaces and like stuff like
ninja vanish.
Yeah, but like how did she learn to do all that? Like she was like crawling on just flat walls and stuff like that.
So and it also like she's also super strong for some fucking reason.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, I mean, if all your whole time is spent like literally just I think
you mean like she's like people in jail or some shit.
They threw some barbells down there for her. You know, like
they're just fucking getting ripped.
they give her a Bowflex or some shit.
Yeah. Just no. In honor of the late great what was it? Susan who was that? What's her last name? Sarandon? Give her, Give her the fucking thigh master.
Thigh master. Oh man, yeah, that'll really make you strong right there.
Oh yeah, man.
I just, you know, it's movie logic, man. You know, you just figured you have super strength, all right? You know what I mean? It's just that's how they play it off.
What were your theories like regarding this film, like on how it's gonna end? I mean, I think the parents played pretty creepy themselves. It's like when the teacher came over and they're like they get really all uppity and stuff about whenever she just asked questions about the kid. Yeah. What were your thoughts on that?
They're gonna me?
Either one of you.
Oh, you go ahead, Roland.
So I mean, it was very fucking sketchy. When the parents were weirdos, of course. Peter's father was just like very uptight and controlling, and just like almost all like what he seemed like he was basically almost on the verge of like snapping, or something. Like at any second he could just like get violent, and his mom was like basically almost always on the verge of like hysterics. So like it was very obvious that something was fucky with these folks. Did you guys notice like looking at their house from the outside how dingy it looked compared to like the other houses too? And I was like, damn, guys, fucking like clean that shit. And I'm like, no, this is probably
they put
spending
all
too much time growing
money.
the pumpkins.
They put all of the time in
that
the
they never
pumpkins.
sold or did anything with. It was just gotta have
that-
pumpkins, man.
that goddamn garden.
For people who hate Halloween, they sure grow a shit ton of like
I know, dude, right?
gourds
Like
and pumpkins, man.
that
All
I did not
kinds, too.
understand that. I was
I thought for a second there, whenever they had the rot in the pumpkins, I was like, oh man, maybe he's gonna get really upset because that's like their livelihood, because that's how they make most of their money.
I was thinking too, man, like what the fuck do these guys do for a living? They're always here, and
obviously
it's like Hack-O-Lantern, man. You know, there's the pumpkin farmers.
Yeah, we're nothing but down to salt of the earth, poor humble pumpkin farmers.
Yeah,
need my fucking
worship
hat.
Satan, obviously, right?
Yeah, of course.
Right. No, it's love, Ray. Remember?
Yeah,
they always get it wrong.
Longhorns, love, Satan.
I have a question for you guys, and so one of my favorite parts of the movie was the dream sequence from the kid. I really wish they had either done more of that, or like it would have been cooler if that hadn't have been a dream sequence or something. I just thought that was so fucking cool what they did with the parents, and I was like, damn it, like that was I mean, and then that was also was in the trailer, but it didn't bother me, like how like trailers tend to spoil everything, and like like when we went to go watch the second Nun movie, we're like, oh, this shit's never gonna get through this one stupid part. For this one, like I was pretty happy to see that whole scene, because there was like a lot more to it and it was more interesting. I was really hoping that the parents would have been like some kind of fucked up demonic or whatever,
Yeah, that's what I was hoping that maybe they were.
Like I really liked
like what's that movie with Randy Quaid? Not Randy Quaid. Yeah, it's like the parents. What is that? One of the Quaids.
Yeah, that is Randy Quaid. Yeah,
Randy Quaid. Is that it? The parents? Like they were like gonna be serial killers or something, or something was going on. I mean, I kind of guessed that obviously, I mean, with the evil voice was kind of give away that the thing in the wall was not going to be good, or there was going to be some kind of like twisting, but
too
they could have done something more with the parents, I guess, because I definitely got like the whole dad was abusive vibe, because the mom's like like you said, Roland, like very like hysterical and just
they both were always on edge. For the most part, and the kid was just like normal for them, like I mean very shy, like I think if anything pretty normal. I thought it was pretty funny when he pushed that kid down the stairs though. You see him down at the bottom, his legs all broken. I was like ooh. How often
the movie got somewhat elevated for me whenever
because whenever the kids
and then of course those kids got theirs at the end. I was like, fuck yeah, like
that's brutal. Right,
brutal.
This does fall into that category that we were talking about some time ago off and on, Ray, about like kids getting fucked over or like beat up or some kind of comeuppance. They got what you deserved.
They did. I was rooting for the monster at that point,
and those kids sucked. They were Brian and his like cousins or some shit. It's like, what were these guys gonna do if the parents had actually been there? Were they gonna just like fuck them up?
That's what I was wondering too, man.
Like you're gonna break this kid's legs? Like what the fuck?
The movie does take like a bit of a slow, like it's a slow burn. Like I'd say the first 2 acts of this film, and then like they kind of amped it up at the end, which I wasn't expecting. I was expecting a little bit just to kind of continue with that kind of tone. But they amped it up. It got a little bit more gory and stuff like that, which was again unexpected.
So like you're saying like the first half of the movie, or maybe in like first 3/4 of the movie, it's all like very kind of surreal. The huge like the real long shadows on the wall when they're filming, and like when he's coming down the stairs. But then when it gets to
like that a lot, where the parent he comes down the stairs and the parents look really big.
Yeah, the shadow, like there's a lot of that stuff, like long shadows, like interesting kind of sets or color, like but then once the monster's revealed or whatever, then that's when it goes to more malignant, like it's all like the action angles and like she's doing like fucking Spider-Man shit off the wall and all that. But
yeah, I liked that a lot actually. When they first when she first starts doing that behind the kid who's wrecking that piano, I was like, you can barely see her, just like, hey, what's up?
Yeah, that was a good shot. Yeah, I like that a lot.
Oh, like
it's not so overly done. It's kind of subtle in the background.
Yeah,
and I bet they don't. So did you guys laugh though? Like right when she grabs the kid by the ankles and just yanks him under the piano. I was like, because that was funny. I don't care what the hell. I just see the two hands. He's like, what? Ah! Like, come on.
Yeah, and then this gush of blood just comes out.
Yeah,
like, that was
sort of like Evil Dead style and blood coming out. Yeah.
And then the other one, when he's like, Brian, help me, she's got my leg, like, what the fuck
like, what the fuck you want me to do?
What is he gonna do? He's already
my leg's broken, motherfucker.
Exactly, he's already got one busted ass leg. Like, what the fuck? And then like he starts getting fucking slammed on the floor. I was like, oh fuck that.
I thought it was kind of cool when the teacher came in and then the hair like kind of wraps around the, like, she's like, I guess it's like the section of the wall where there's like the two entrances and she kind of comes around. I wish they would have done more stuff with the hair, like she could have strangled somebody with it or some shit. But, I don't know.
But I did like that
hair was long as hell, by the way.
Yeah, I did like the fact that their hair was long and had spiders in it and all that kind of stuff. And it like just seeing the hair like gave the audience or our
so I like how they portrayed the monster character, because a lot of it is just like through glimpses and sections or whatever, and there's only like one moment where you actually see her face, and then that's pretty much it. I mean, the ending was a little kind of, I don't know, like it seemed like the movie wrapped up a little too quickly. I'm not sure, because I was reading that and I don't know if you guys saw this, but he was staying with the teacher after right. I didn't see anything like that. It's just they trap Sarah, and then all of a sudden, boom, he's in that other room, and it's ending with her behind him and stuff. And I just sort of assumed until I read about it.
That's the thing, that I just assumed that he was with the teacher.
Right. So,
but I mean, they don't really give you any sort of clue that that's the case. Because I mean,
I had to read it up in the synopsis, and I thought it was I so like they leave this house of fucking full of dead bodies, and like we don't hear anything about it. It's just flash to the kid living his life now. Like I was like, I don't know about that.
I guess I'm like resolve regarding all the dead bodies and the dead parents and stuff. Maybe would have I guess like maybe some voiceover work.
Maybe
as they're kind of showing the cops coming in and doing all that stuff.
I think it wrapped up a little too quickly there. Like I guess.
Well, I guess it does leave it a little bit ambiguous in a way, like, well, what really happened? Did she really?
She probably did kill him. I mean, that was her plan.
Yeah, he's probably dead.
That was her plan. She was going to kill him. So
yeah, but I mean, like, how long was he living with the teacher before she escaped? Like, was it a month, a week?
See, because that's the other thing. Actually, I had just forgotten here. Like, why would they leave with all these dead bodies and then like not? Like the cops not go in there and find Sarah and just like bam, 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 bam or some shit. I don't know. Like
nobody believed the teacher. Nobody gave a shit what the teacher had to say. She kept telling him like they're abusing this kid. And I'm like, yeah, right.
Yeah, the shitty principals like it'll eat you up. You can't be a good person. I was like, oh,
so it's a realistic account of being a teacher.
Yeah, yeah. Ray, go ahead and tell us.
Yeah, well, I was like, yeah, that sounds like a principal.
Speaking of the teacher, Ray, what do you think about her?
I've seen her in Last Man on Earth. That's the only place I've seen her.
I've never seen her before. I never saw that.
I saw 1 or 2 episodes. That's the one with
Will Forte.
Yeah, Will Forte. And
oh yeah.
It was.
I remember that one.
It was the one show that didn't wrap up. Like they left off in a cliffhanger and then it was canceled.
Oh.
So you don't know what happened.
Yeah, it was Kristen Shaw and Will Forte. I watched, I think, like the first few episodes. I think I remember the last one was like Will Forte and Kristen Shaw had a sex scene.
No.
It was so fucking hilarious.
No, it was an interesting show. It wasn't like it was kind of a hit or miss, like I guess like normal sitcoms, I guess, but it did have an interesting angle because like if the show's called The Last Man on Earth, but he was always finding new people around, and
well, was it more of like a was it supposed to be more like a Why the Last Man, like literally like there's no more men, but I never saw the show.
No, just the last human on Earth.
Oh, okay.
But he ended up he finds one girl because he's like by himself for the longest time. He finds one girl and then he finds another girl who he finds way more attractive, and then he's like, well, I want to fuck her now, and and then it goes like that other girl, Cleopatra, I forget her last name, but
Coleman.
She comes out as well, and I think he wants to kind of get with her too. And it's just this whole thing, and then other guys show up that are like more attractive than he is, and then all the women want him. Like it's just this whole thing. Yeah, but it was an interesting show. It's unfortunate that we didn't get to see the ending of that, but it's whatever.
But I was gonna go back to what we were talking about though with the ending. So you think that Sarah ended up killing the kid, the boy, or that's what you think?
That's kind of like what they're implying, right? I mean,
but I don't know, because I think she kind of mentions that he has like the same blood. Yeah, because even the dad was like sort of murderous, and so I don't know. I mean, is it gonna be a sequel and they're gonna team up? It's gonna be Cobwebs or something.
He's gonna have even longer hair.
Yeah.
I could start.
They're gonna be swinging from fucking buildings with their hair and shit. Like they've been able to harness the power of their hair.
They could start a metal band. There you go.
Nah, but
headbang, and they like whip their hair and like decapitate people.
Yeah, the hair's that hair's too long, man. Get everyone caught up in it.
You'd be stepping on that shit all the time. Fuck that.
Yeah. No, I think he had like evil in him too, or supposedly. I don't know. That's what I think.
Well, I mean, he fucking knocked that kid.
Well, the kid had it coming, man. I mean, I don't think he even meant to. But do you think he meant to push him down the stairs?
No.
Although he literally did do it at the edge of the stairs, so it was kind of like.
I think he meant to push him down. I don't think he meant for him to get as hurt as he did, which was fucking crazy because his leg was all fucked up.
Yeah, I meant you to die, not to be maimed. So
right, exactly. I just want to cripple you, not like permanently disfigure you.
Yeah, because I mean, like, you all wanted that kid to get his too. The kid was an asshole.
Yeah.
So I mean. I didn't feel bad.
I think he should have. I think he should have come out alive at the end. No,
the
worst. Should have bullied that kid more, if you ask me.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah. No, man, when he pushes the kid down, and he starts stepping on the pumpkin. I'm like, can someone kick his fucking ass, please? What a dickhead.
Yeah.
Stepping on Otto, or what was the name of the pumpkin? Oscar, Hector.
Yeah, Hector.
What a weird name for a child.
He's a weird kid, man. He was a weird kid. But even the teacher said he looked like a Hector. So
yeah. Well,
not the name I ever would have like thought of first for like that particular pumpkin. He's like, he has a Latin kind of flavor, like.
Right.
Well, actually, what's interesting, Ray? Hector does also mean to bully. Did you know that?
Oh, does it?
Yes, to hector someone.
Are you fucking?
Look it up. To hector someone means to like bully.
Roland, research.
Oh my god! All right.
So is that a coincidence? Because the bully steps on him.
So is Hector mean to bully or to be bullied?
So, is in hectoring or hectored, to behave in an arrogant or intimidating way. Yeah, play the bully, swagger, intimidating. Yeah. No, you got it.
Oh, there's someone of association with that. Okay.
Maybe. I was actually thinking you were referring to heckle, but yeah, same thing.
Hector.
Hectored as a verb. Hectoring.
I'm gonna use that from now on. Every time I get bullied, I'm gonna be like, "Why am I being hectored?"
Ray, who is gonna bully you besides us?
Sure, Ray. You are the bully, Ray.
Yeah.
You should see him at work, man.
Yeah, terrorizing the
whole.
You're the one smashing the pumpkins.
Coffee house.
Oh, there's a train coming through, guys. I don't know if you can hear that.
Yeah. Yeah. Whatever.
Scary.
Oh
no. It's the cobweb train. The cobweb train.
Overall thoughts of this movie, guys. Bryce, I'll go with you since you wanted to you initially went to check. You saw this first, actually. So.
Oh, did I?
You did, yeah. You were the first one to see it.
Oh,
I barely saw it.
I heard you told me you bought it, and then it came out on Hulu.
Yeah, I fucking I was at Walmart.
I should have figured that shit would happen. I bought it on. I rented it on VOD, and then like literally the next day, you're like, "Oh yeah, it's on Hulu." Like, oh.
Yep, that was pretty funny because
But you paid $10 for it. I think I only paid like $2.95 to rent it. I mean, I don't own it now, but
I was at Walmart, and I know we had talked about wanting to watch this movie. I was like, I'm not gonna rent this fucking movie. I'm just gonna buy it, take a chance, right? And I literally walked away.
You got the steel case 4K transfer.
No, I just got the regular DVD for it. You know, it has a cool poster. I like that. You know.
Yeah.
But then literally, I go on Hulu, and then I see Cobweb, and I'm like, what the fuck? Like,
yeah.
The next day it was on there, and I'm like, son of a bitch. Well, you know what? I'm not like I like that I bought this. I'm glad I have it. So
it's a cool
I like this movie, and it's something I would probably watch regularly during this time. You know, it's good. I like the tone of it. It has real Halloween kind of flavor, obviously, because I mean it does take place.
Does the Linda Blair spider walk? You know,
it does, yeah. But yeah, man. So you like this movie a lot, Bryce, or like you liked it okay, or?
No, I did. I'm sorry. I was trying to look up because I may be incorrect, but wasn't Seth Rogen also? Didn't he have something to do with Barbarian? Am I wrong about that? Did he produce it or something like that?
I don't know about that.
Okay, I thought he had did some other horror movie that was. Anyways, no, I liked it a lot. I like the style of it. I like that it changed pace at the end. You know, when the monster was revealed, became a little more, you know, action packed, I guess if you want to call it that. But you know, I like the style of the directing. The way it was set up, like I said, it doesn't really have like a very. It was a perfect movie to see during October because it literally is like based, you know, on Halloween and you know, just the whole setting of the movie just really matches the season. So
it gives me that kind of whenever I do watch Halloween 4, that intro, it's cool. You see the pumpkins everywhere and stuff. I think that's why I like Halloween 4 so much, because that intro, even though like you don't ever see Michael Myers necessarily, and it doesn't have the music. It does have that look of fall and Halloween vibe to it, which is kind of a reason why I watch it a lot during Halloween season. But this seems like it would like fit into that mold as well, and something I would like put on pretty regularly.
You're not a big Curse of Thorn Halloween.
Well, that's the first one. That's one in the Thorn trilogy. So, like. Yeah, so yeah, it's part 6. We get it. Fuck
Give me the good stuff. Yes.
You know what, Roland? Like watching part 6 again. We talked about it last year. I'll leave a link to that somewhere up on the top here. Whatever.
But, how could you besmirch Paul Rudd's fucking theatrical debut?
Or are we gonna talk about fucking Donald Pleasant's
monster?
You know,
exactly. That too.
Remember, I always talk about the end, like no. He was selling that.
Is that the one? Is that the one? Is that the one he died when they were making it, or he died after?
He died after that.
After that one.
I'm telling you,
did they use him somewhat in one of the movies after he died?
Well, yeah, like the Halloween Kills. They did some kind of like CGI.
Oh yeah. They did a fucking like flashback.
Close to him.
That's what it was.
That was cool. That was one of the better.
Good job, though. I'll say
better segments. I liked that one. Yeah,
that's my favorite part of that whole Thorn trilogy. When the beginning of Halloween 4, and Donald Pleasant's doing the scream at the end, whenever he gets that fucking thing on his wrist, or whatever. You know.
Oh, I mean. You didn't like the part where that wasn't it? Didn't a girl get killed by like getting chopped in the head with a razor ice skate or whatever?
Well, we could talk about the kills in a whole different manner, but I'm just talking about like the beginning and the tail end of this particular trilogy. You know, it's different. It's fun. But Roland, what are your overall thoughts on Cobweb?
So I was pretty happy with it. It was short and sweet. I kind of wanted a little more, like Bryce was saying, exposition, and you were mentioning like a bit more have been more interesting to have some more like background on Sarah's character, or
Mhm.
maybe like just what exactly the parents were doing, that if anything that happened that, you know, caused her to be this way, because there's really nothing in there. It talks about it.
Yeah, it's a good point.
It's just she's like, oh,
why
I'm
did
ugly.
why did they lock her up? Because she was
Well, she was
she
born
like
like a monster.
Because she was born a
well,
monster, but like
yeah, but
that's all. That's it. Doesn't say that she was evil or anything like that. It was
mm,
just that.
But that's why I asked, like, was Lizzie Kaplan's character, did she like fuck a jackal, like, you know, to get like
Yeah.
the Antichrist, you know? What exactly happened, or like they did some
no,
kind
it
of
was a
like
spider, it was
evil,
a tarantula.
they did some kind of like
Ray's
evil
asking the
spell, and
important
then she was
questions.
born as such, you know. Yes, raising the important questions.
I don't know, man. So I went into this. We need to know. I went into this expecting a psychological thriller, and like, you know, kind of, you know, being a little disappointed until it starts to kick in, and that just like, oh, cool, this is like a monster movie, all right, like, and yeah, I mean, I thought it ended pretty well. You know, it was just a pretty cool little Halloween movie, I guess.
I think so.
There's really nothing a whole lot there as far as, I guess. I don't know that there's going to be a sequel, but that would be funny if the kid turns out like her, you know, kind of thing. But yeah, I mean, if anything, I guess I wanted the parents to maybe suffer a little more. Or like in the sense of sort of like how they started to warn Peter at the end there, kind of like, oh, don't let her out, or oh, you don't know what you've done, you know, and then they're dead, you know, kind of thing. I like that, but I also kind of wanted to, like, I thought it would have been cool if like maybe Peter like found like a book or like some pictures or some shit, and like then it turns out like, you know, they that Sarah's the villain, because as it is, like, you're only warned by Peter's mom, and then when he opens the door and lets her out, she just starts laughing. I'm like, okay, that's
yeah, because I mean, like when she says like,
cool.
you know, like,
happy to be free.
We're kind of like still suspect about the mom, so we don't know if we can trust her.
You are right, Bryce. Except I had the subtitles on, and it says under maniacal laughter.
Oh,
so I was like, oh, okay.
It wasn't like a happy goof all.
No, yeah, exactly.
You cheated, and you got that warning ahead of time.
I mean, I was worried I wasn't going to hear everything they were saying, because I wasn't quite paying attention to it. It was
like when she's talking to the walls, it's like the subtitles is like lying. Devious speaking or something like that.
Right. Maybe.
I will say I enjoyed the movie a lot. I'd say it was one of the better horror movies I've seen this year, obviously. And
well, hey, now I haven't seen Exorcist Believer yet, so I don't know.
Well, you'll find out about that soon.
Or Nun 2.
Sorry
to
spoil it for you, man. The Exorcist is an exorcist. It's a possession movie. So,
have you seen The Pope's Exorcist?
No, I'm not gonna see that. I don't.
A whole array of exorcism movies that you need to like catch up on.
Yeah,
give yourself 1 month and like watch them all.
Bone up on the bullshit.
It's gonna take a whole month to watch them all, right?
Maybe if you're gonna want to do like,
you want to space them out, because
maybe 2 a week.
It's a lot of crap to digest all at once, you know.
And you gotta top it off with Exorcist 2.
Oh yeah, you know what? I've never seen that one either. I've seen Exorcist 3 and 1. Never seen the second one. I know about the locusts falling behind it. That was enough to see, and I was like, yeah.
That review will be up on Saturday, or that reaction will be up on Saturday. So like, whoever's watching will be able to subscribe and get that notifications for that. Yeah, man. Roland, if you kind of enjoyed this film, I would say like a less slow burn, more entertaining, a little bit more with the tension, and switches it up towards the end is Barbarian. You should watch that.
Oh, you haven't seen Barbarian yet?
That's a really good one.
Yeah,
I just haven't gotten around to it.
But that's I think that's one we can kind of just chill and watch. You know, like I enjoyed it in the theaters, and I would recommend that to most people to watch it.
You told me Justin Long's an asshole in that one, and that sounds pretty funny. So
yeah, that's
I was
great.
kind of like, okay.
He's like a funny asshole, if that makes sense.
He's always trying to find some kind of absolution, but he's just always an asshole. Like you know, he plays like apologetic, but there's no redemption. Well, it's funny.
Well, that's the thing is that he's an asshole, and then you kind of like he's trying to like draw the audience in, like to kind of feel sorry for him.
Yeah.
Empathy, and then he like just switches it up back to asshole again, and you're just like, fuck this guy, man.
Yeah.
But it's a good time. It's a good time.
That's great.
But anything else you want to add about Cobweb, guys, before we sign off?
I am curious to see what the director does after this.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Oh, real quick before we go, predictions on the sequel title.
Oh,
Dust Bunnies.
Nice.
Roland.
Oh hell. The first one that came to my head was Crawl Space. But
not bad.
You know, I was almost certain you were gonna say like Cobwebs 2, the Webining or some shit like that.
Yeah, I was okay. I wanted to shut up, Ray. Get out of my head. All right.
All right.
Again, I wanted to give you a
video,
if I was being serious, I would say I swear to you, man, I bet you it's gonna be Cobwebs, because it's gonna be like, you know, like, or fuck, like a Cobweb Bloodline or something like that.
Generic ass name.
Yeah.
Oh,
Cobweb Generations or some shit like that.
They're just gonna totally rip off some other title and some sequel and shit. Yeah.
Children of the Cob.
Yeah.
Oh man. All right. If you like this video, please like and subscribe. And be sure to check out any of our other reviews that are coming up. Yeah. We'll see you next time.
Peace. The Cobwebbing. Yeah.